You think you're bad at talking, but most of the time the problem isn't your speaking skills. It's just a lack of clarity. If your thoughts are scattered before you speak, of course your words will come out scattered too. Think about the last time you wanted to share an idea in a meeting or a conversation. You start talking and halfway through you realize you're rambling. You can almost feel yourself losing the room, or you had a great point in your head, but when you actually said it out loud, it came out messy. So you try to fix it mid-sentence, but that only makes things worse. Or maybe you didn't speak up at all. You stayed quiet because you weren't sure how to even begin. And then later you walk away thinking, I'm just not good at communication. Other people are better at this. I'll never sound confident. I'll just let them handle it. But here's really what's going on. Your brain is trying to organize your ideas in real time, while also worrying about what words to use, how you sound, and what people think of you. And it's like trying to build a plane while flying it. Of course it feels messy. And the actual trap is that when you walk away from those moments, you don't say, oh, my thoughts weren't clear enough. That's just something that I have to improve upon. You say, I'm bad at talking. You misdiagnose the problem. And that's why this struggle keeps repeating, because if you think you're bad at talking, you focus on delivery hacks. Slow down, project your voice, use your hands, but none of those fix the root cause. And the root cause is clarity. And here's the kicker. The more often this happens, the deeper the belief gets. You start avoiding situations where you might need to speak. You keep your ideas to yourself, and instead of actually practicing clarity, you end up practicing silence. And by the way, I'm about to run a 10-day group program inside my community where I help you kickstart your journey on mastering the #1 high-income skill, communication. I saw this in my last job. I was assigned this massive project, cleaning up all of our systems so the numbers actually made sense. When I tried to explain this project to my colleagues, I hadn't thought through what was important or how to explain it to people who didn't even know the system. So I went in and started talking, and I lost them instantly. The details were too technical, too scattered. I wasn't clear in my own head, and I couldn't make it clear for them either. So I sat there trying to explain, and I could see my colleagues weren't following. They were drifting away. So I doubled down, gave even more detail, even more explanation, and it only made things worse. The point became even more unclear. And I'll be honest, in that moment it felt incredibly frustrating. I thought, why can't they just see what I see? Why can't they understand it? What am I doing wrong? So later, what I did was I sat down, stripped it back to the basics, and I came up with an explanation in one clear point at a time. And suddenly, they actually understood the project. They understood what I would be doing for the next couple of weeks. And that's when I realized the problem wasn't my delivery. It was clarity, even before I started speaking. Because what really happened when I first tried to explain this to my colleagues was that I didn't really understand the project myself. I hadn't really dug deeper into the project enough for me to understand what the root cause of the problem was. So I didn't understand it completely myself, and therefore I wasn't able to structure my thoughts and explain it in a clear way for my colleagues to actually understand it. And that realization changed how I approached every conversation after. Because once you know it's actually about clarity, you stop beating yourself up about talent and start focusing on preparation and what matters. So talking clearly is just a byproduct of thinking clearly. Yes, delivery matters, of course. Tone, body language, eye contact, all of that matters, but those just sit on top of the foundation. And if the foundation is shaky, no delivery hack will save you. The best communicators out there don't have some magical word that makes everything understandable. They don't have some secret formula to make it easy. What they're good at is organizing ideas and translating them into clear points that people understand. They can take something very messy and make it very simple. And that's why clarity matters so much. Clarity makes you sound more confident, even if your voice shakes. Clarity makes people trust you because they understand you. Clarity makes you memorable because your point actually sticks. If you feel bad at talking, that's not proof you're lacking talent. It's a sign you skipped a very important step, the thinking step. And once you fix that, everything else will get easier. Think about it this way. When you have clarity, your words do the heavy lifting. You don't need to force confidence. You don't need to worry about sounding smart. The clarity does the hard work for you. And that's when you hear someone speak and you walk away thinking, wow, they're really good communicators. You're actually responding to clarity. They've taken the time to make their ideas very sharp, and because they did, their delivery felt effortless. So how do you start practicing clarity? Well, here are 3 simple tools you can start using right now, but the last one is very powerful and is the one that actually is going to make a difference for you. First of all, pause before you speak. This is a good one because if you're in that moment and if you need a couple of seconds to help you organize your thoughts before you speak, take 2 or 3 seconds to line up your point before a word ever leaves your mouth. It feels long in your head, but no one notices. And it makes your ideas sharper because you now have a bit more time to make them clear before you speak. And then, secondly, 1 point at a time. If you're unsure, share one clear point instead of 3 half-formed ones. Clarity beats quantity every single time, so what I want you to do is always finish your first point before moving on to the second one. So the first two, pause before you speak and 1 point at a time, are mainly tips to help you in the exact moment. But to actually practice clarity, let's do a 30-day challenge. Every single day, I want you to record a 1-minute video about you talking fully improvised in front of the camera. So just hit record right now and start talking. It will feel uncomfortable, difficult. You'll maybe not even be able to articulate your thoughts when you're speaking. You'll sit there quietly, umming and gnawing. But what you'll realize after a couple of days, maybe after a couple of weeks, is that you're able to articulate your thoughts more clearly and faster. You'll be able to cut out filler words with pauses, and you'll actually become comfortable with talking improvised. Now here's why this matters. Every pause trains your brain to slow down, think and breathe before you ever say a word. Every single point trains you to focus on what matters instead of rambling off. And this challenge, this 30-day challenge, will help you improve every single day because you'll be able to see what you have to improve. Are you using a lot of filler words? Are you able to articulate your thoughts clearly? And all of this will take practice, and I promise you it will come to you. So no, you're not bad at talking, you're just missing clarity. You need to practice articulating your thoughts and structuring your thoughts before ever speaking. When your thoughts are clear, your words flow. When your words flow, people understand you, and when people understand you, your confidence will grow. If this clicked, hit subscribe. I share new videos like this every single week with shifts and tools to help you master the #1 high income skill, communication. And if you want to take this a bit deeper and practice with me directly, remember, I am hosting a 10-day group program inside my community. You can find the link to that down below with more information. See you in the next video. Bye bye.